Hello, this is Paul with another video, and I was just watching Charlie's Diecast Garage, and he did a new challenge. It says show your favorite fantasy castings, and I thought I'd do the same, and I didn't think I had that many, but I found quite a few. So the first one we're going to show is called the Head Gasket GRX44, and I got two of these. I don't know, I just thought these were kind of cool. It's basically just a helmet with a wing on it. And one of these I actually was going to do a custom, put real riders on it, and then the helmet, this blue one here, I was going to put San Diego or the LA Chargers lightning bolt on it, make it like an NFL one, but I just haven't got to it yet. So that's the first one. And then the next one is called West Coast Flyer. I just thought this one was cool. There's quite a few of these I have for the track, because my cat likes to chase them down the track. And this is one of them. This is the West Coast Flyer. Okay, and then the next one, when I first saw this, I just thought it was a cool truck, drift truck or something. And I think these were the first two releases. The limited grip. I like it in this deco and these two decos here. There's some decos they came out with that I didn't really care for, so I didn't get them. But I did get this one. And it's called the limited grip. And then the next one, I thought this was really cool when I first found it or saw it. It's called the Small Block. It's like a Pine Derby car to me. I used to have a Pine Derby car back in the day, but the way I made it, it wasn't that great. This is called the Small Block. It's like a block of wood. Has a little metal motor coming out the hood. And then I love these rims. And then the next one, this is a very popular model, and it's a bone shaker, and this one is kind of a fantasy model because it actually started out as a fantasy model, but then eventually Hot Wheels commissioned somebody to make a real version of the car, so there's a real one out there, but this did start out as a fantasy model, and it's probably my favorite fantasy model. And then here's the next one. This one I actually polished, took the paint off, polished it, and put these wheels on it. And I love this one. This is probably my second favorite. It's called the Rat Bomb. See, you got that big motor and exhaust in the front. Just a killer model. And it looks like a light went out. Actually, it's a light to the aquarium where the gecko resides. Yep, I have two geckos. Okay, so there's that one. The Rat Bomb. And then the next one I'm going to show you, these are same model, but the castings are a little different. And this is the Roger Dodger. This is how the original version was, where it has a metal motor with the exhaust coming through the top where the motor is. And then this one, they retooled it with just the motor sticking out, which is plastic. And then you got the exhaust coming out behind the front wheel. This is actually retooled casting. So we got the two different versions of the Roger Dodger, and they do have one without the motor. And that one might be called the Winn-Dixie, but it's still pretty much the same casting. So there you go, two versions of the Roger Dodger. The new tooling and the older tooling. Like this one says Mattel Incorporated 1970. This one actually says 1970, 2015 is when they retooled it. And the next one is from 1976. This one I always liked too. And this is a Spoiler Sport from 1976. This is a little pretty worn version of the casting. I would love to find a mint one, but this one will do. I think this is the original, or the first release that came out in this green. And the Spoiler Sport. Okay, and the next one we're going to look at is called the Second Wind. And you notice it has a 5 on the hood there, because this technically is like, they try to make it look like the Mach 5 Speed Racer. But obviously they didn't have the license to do that, so they just made this casting to look like it, and they put a 5 on the hood there. So this is called the Second Wind. Okay, and this one came out in 1975. This one, I'm going to say it's a semi-fantasy model, because technically you could have one in real life. But this is called the Rock Buster. It's a little dune buggy. 1975, because it has a metal base and it has the black walls. And now we're going way, way back to 1967, the Red Line era, and this is called the Python. And this was produced in Hong Kong. And it's the Python. When this casting was originally released, it was called the Cheetah. But then they found out a car company had the rights. I think it was General Motors had the rights to that name. So then they had to change the name real quick. And they changed it to the Python. So if you ever find one that says Cheetah on the bottom, it could be worth a pretty penny. And then the last one here is from 1968, and this is called the Custom Fleet Side, one of the original Sweet 16s. And I want to say this is a car that Elliott Handler, that had started that Mattel. actually a El Camino, and that's what this model is designed from, the El Camino. They were called California Customs when they first came out. This is the custom fleet side. And then let's see. And then you got this little back plastic part that opens up. And this has a little wear and tear also. Okay, and there you go. There you go with my favorite fantasy models. And maybe put that. And hope you enjoyed this video. Please give a like, please share if you want, and please leave comments. I read them all, and tell me what your favorite fantasy casting is, and it'd be cool if you did the challenge also. And thanks to Charles Diecast Garage for starting this challenge. It's pretty cool, and I was honored to do it. So thank you very much, everyone, and we will catch you at the next video. Bye.